Let's talk about donuts, I could talk in length. Biceps, triceps, forceps, strength. How's them haunches, feeling kindly weak? Standard glazed twist, now you hard to beat. Donuts, for the win. Donuts, let's do it again. Donuts, for you and me. Donuts, wild and free. Chocolate bar for the periphery. Maple glaze, healthy knees all day. Blueberry cake takes care of the pain. And the apple frittler for a healthy brain. Donuts, for the win. Donuts, let's do it again. Donuts, for you and me. Donuts, wild and free.
Welcome to the Tab and Dillard podcast, y'all guys. Season 13's episode 10's. How in the world y'all doing? Did you hear my donut song? It's my donut rap. Just now to introduce the thing. It's donut month, y'all guys. We in the month of June. June 6th was National Donut Day, but you can't tell me how long to celebrate a donut for. I mean, we could do it for a day. We could do it for a week. Why not do it for the whole month of June? And I'll probably keep it going, but I'm just making it donut month. And there's kind of deals going on, y'all guys. You know, I got the donuts hat, and I got donuts for your haunches shirt, and I got the donut go shirt. Well, you can get all three of them. And I think it's like 35% off if you bundled them in a donut deal. And that's the link in the show notes today if you're interested in some donut gear for you and yourn. This Sunday is Father's Day. You can order them tab and bacon bags. They may still get to you in time, but hey, if your dad gets a bag of bacon 3 days after Father's Day, is he going to be mad about that? No, he ain't. So there's a link to the Father's Day bag, and the way they're doing it right now, Bacon Boys, what's happening is that if you buy a bag, you automatically enter to win 10 free bags of Tavin's bacon. Every bag you buy is another entry and submission to your name in the hat to win 10 free bacon bags. So there you go on that. You're welcome. And you can do that all the way through Father's Day. So they ain't announcing the winner of the 10 free bacon bags till after that. So you got time to do that. If you listen to this before Father's Day. If you're not, how was Father's Day? Because it already happened that way. But hey, you know what else? I was in Sweet Springs, Missouri a couple Fridays back, and I gave like a brief, hey, it went pretty good kind of thing last week on the podcast episode. But I'll tell you, folks came in 23 hours away. I had somebody come in from Pennsylvania, from Delaware, from Indiana, coming to Sweet Springs, Missouri. I think the population is like 1,400. So we had this little area, the venue on Main Street, and folks came in, hoot of a time. Sold out show. I had some gear there. I signed some books, gave some high fives, took pictures with folks. It was great to meet y'all, great to see y'all in persons. I ain't got one live show lined up the rest of 2025. But that don't mean I ain't going to do no more live shows. There's just, if folks ask me, when's your next show? I ain't got one. Now, there's a solid maybe toward the end of summer times in Nashville, Tennessee. But there ain't no more details than that, not even a day, not even a venue, but I'm working with somebody on that. So we'll see. If you're in the Nashville area or care to get to the Nashville area, I'll let you know more details if there's any more to have. Got some text messaging, but thanks Sweet Springs, Missouri for having me out. Rick Clemens, Rick and Sarah, thank y'all. Great host, and it was great to meet everybody that came out to that. I appreciate y'all taking the time to figure that out. Let's see. Ben Seaton, Benjamin, sent me a text message. You can do that, 501-322-6249. He asked me, have you considered upping the ante with the element of surprise and not stopping at first base when you stealing it? So basically he's saying you drop the bat in the batter's box, you head to first base, head first, Pete Rose slide like that away, but then you hopping up and going straight to second. Or maybe he's implying that I don't head first slide, which is really hard for me not to slide head first when I've got a base in front of me. I just put it to you like that. But you might be saying just keep motoring around to second base. So what, here's the rest of the text. He says, jab off the inside corner and bust it down to second base with a Pete Rose slide. Love the podcast. Thanks for the laughs. Keep them coming. Thanks, Benjamin. I have thought about this. So I think your question is, have I considered doing that? Oh, yeah, I have, but I ain't never done it. But, this season might be the season to try. I appreciate you looking out for me like that, Benjamin, because I'm not trying to pad my stats, as they say, but that'd definitely be something for the resume for folks seeing, what's Tab and Dillard, the back of the softball card, like that way. oh, he stole second base from home plate. You know, who does that? Tavin Dillard do that. Amy, she said, not sure if you answered this before, but what do the folks in your town think about being celebrities? Are they aware that they are famous on the internets? No, I didn't even know that you'd consider them famous on the internet. It's just, you know, what's going on in the world of my town and, you know, in our neck of the woods. I don't think they know. And I'm pretty sure none of them would care. Maybe Whitney, JT Whitlow's girlfriend, she's a hog for attention. So if she knows that she's popular, she'd really want to, you know, stand in front of everybody, sing a song. You know, she'd sing who knows what kind of song. She'd definitely offer to sing the national anthem because she's done that before at the softball fields. But then she might try to sing some Celine Dion's or something like that, Crystal Gale, you know, that kind of thing. That'd definitely be what would probably happen on that. But that's it, y'all guys. Let's get into this podcast. I mean, we into it. So I will say, check them show notes. You got the donut deal going on. You got Tavin's bacon bags going on. You need a personal greeting for Dad for Father's Day? I'll do that. You can check all that in the show notes today. And surprise, I put a vote out the other day on the Facebooks, on Instagram stories, that kind of thing of like, hey, Possum Keith is coming to a t-shirt near you very soon. That's Millie Rick's pet possum, who she will say ain't her pet possum. But Millie, if you feed that thing, if you let that thing ride in your Buick, if you give it a place to sleep at night, if you named him and put him in a tank top, that's your pet. And so I got a very patriotic Possum Keith shirt. It's a picture of Possum Keith that I drawed, and he's in his USA tank top, and he's got a bottle in one hand with a bottle rocket shooting out of it, and he's got one of them pinwheels in the other hand holding that. And at the bottom of the shirt, it says, Patriot, Pet, Possum Keith, period. So that's the t-shirt. And then I put a vote the other day. Do we want it on a red shirt with blue ink? You know, and the drawing's in blue, or we put it on a light blue shirt with red ink. And the vote was, let's do a light blue shirt with the red ink. And that's what's going to be happening soon. So that shirt's available. If it's already available today, it'll be in the show notes. If not, keep a gander out for it. And if you want to be the first to know, get on my text messaging list, 501-322-6249. And you can hop on the Possum Keith train quicker than everybody else. And people, you know, said it's, you know, it's patriotic colors going on. It's also a very summery kind of shirt. So if you got summer parties and barbecues and all that, take Possum Keith with you. Give Millie a break, and you take him, you know, on your t-shirt to your get-togethers. So that's coming up soon. I'm really excited about the Possum Keith shirt, and I did it because y'all was asking for it. So here you go. This month it should be available. Happy June to all y'all. Now, if you listen to this on the day it come out, you know today's June the 10th. And this month of the year, it's when it ain't May anymore, but it ain't July. And actually, I could go on down the list because there's actually 11 months that ain't June. And I don't know if you went to school for calendars. I don't think you need to, but I'm saying you probably knew all that already. Don't matter how. It's June. You got a June birthday? I don't. My birthday's in March. Doesn't happen. But the City Pool is open. Been open since May. I hit the City Pool a couple mornings this past week, y'all guys. Thing about it is they got swim classes starting, so you got a time when you're going to go. Also, water aerobics class, too. My Meemaw's in that one. She don't love to get up early, but she'll get up early to head down to the City Pool for a water aerobics class taught by D.W. Hicks. That's Coach Hicks, head lifeguard at the City Pool, owner of Thunder Punch, boxing gym in town. I don't want to talk about that too much. It grosses me out that motivates her to get down to the City Pool. He don't have a crush on her, I can tell you that, but Meemaw don't care. Point is, the City Pool's open in our town. We know how to get some use out of that City Pool. So it's busy. It's busy. Now, not everyone can be like Doreen Fundel's son, Trot, and his wife, Sweet Wilma. Doreen lives at the nursing home, but her son and daughter-in-law, they live outside of town, and they got above-ground pool. I'll say that again. Trot and Sweet Wilma got above-ground pool. So you know they making money. You know they making money. But the City Pool, they got more room. It's deeper than that above-ground pool, and I got permission to be there. Trotting Sweet Wilma, I had to call them or make an appointment. I could do that, but they ain't like Mort Dwight's front yard trampoline where they just take hop-alongs. You know, if that pool was in their front yard, they wouldn't have a choice. People would just say, well, they inviting me to be in it kindly way. And you could do that, but that just ain't right. I don't see that as being civil. If you want to be civilized, you ask people to use their pool. You don't just jump in it kindly thing. And you know how sometimes folks like to offer you something, but they want to be part of it. That's the other thing. I ain't saying they'd be this way, but I wouldn't want to go out there to swim and Trot shovels out there in his little swim trunks asking to play Marco Polo. You know about that? Fish out of water, buddy. I'm gone. Feeling pretty good though. I had a sore knee lately, so I was wondering how I was going to hold up on the diving board, but I launched pretty good. I'm still in preseason form a little bit, but I'll get there. I had a chocolate glaze too, so you know that helped. With all this donut talk, National Donut Day last Friday, just on June 6th, it was National Donut Day. And I had a lot to say about that on the interwebs and even on the lives. I was on TikTok Live, Facebook Live, Instagram Lives, and some of y'all probably crossed paths with me there. But I've been talking about it. So anyways, the chocolate glaze, I'm just telling you, it helped me with the cannonball. And softball season has me limbered up too, but you using different muscles and ligaments when you cannonballing and being in the water. Softball ain't in the water. It's an above ground sport. And kind of like Trotting Sweet Wilma's pool. It's like that way. But then, of course, the cannonballing's in-ground pool work. Team Burger Shed, we've been doing well. We won 4 games, and we lost 1 so far. Our first loss was last week. You remember that. You probably know by now. This week, we had a big game. We figured it'd be a slugfest because we was playing Bickham's all-you-can-eat catfish buffet, and them boys is big. I'll have an update on that in a little bit, so just stand by on how Team Burger Shed did this week down at the softball fields. But speaking of Burger Shed, I was down there for lunch Wednesday come yesterday and was eating with Russell Tucker when Mort Dwight walked in bootless. That's right, Mort Dwight had that walking boot taken off. I guess whatever he did when he landed on it at Thunder Punch and over-girthed the weight limit on his foot, it's all better now. That's how that works. That's the medicine behind it. That's the story behind it. That's the science behind it all. He has ungirthed the weight fracture on his foot to where the walking boot protected it enough so it could heal up, and now he's got his 2 regular feet again. Something like that. I don't know all the ins and outs. He said he is good to go for this week's game, which we figured since he played with the walking boot on when he had the hurt foot anyhow. Apparently Mort wasn't in a rush because he sat at our booth while me and Russell was in there and caught up with the 2 of us, you know, during lunch times. Now Mort said his wife, Donna Glenda, she working on some cobbler recipe. Said she's working on a cobbler recipe is how he put it to us. Said Donna Glenda's working on a cobbler recipe. And what's happening is that folks is getting warmed up for county fair season, so they trying stuff. So, I mean, if you work, there's people that know how to make something, so they ain't working on a recipe. They just making what they know how to make. But if you're trying to make something you ain't spent a lot of time making before, then you working on the recipe, I guess is what's happening there. And all people, they looking to win blue ribbons and all that. Well, Russell told us that his wife was working on a 3-bean salad recipe. Buddy, I froze in mid-bite on that bacon double cheeseburger. Mort's been smiling ear to ear, you know, when he's talking, and he stopped doing that, and we both steady stare at Russell Tucker. He knows exactly why we're staring. I bet you do too. You know, he leans back, and he says, listen, Brandy Lynn Childers ain't the only one who's allowed to make a 3-bean salad in this county. And I shake my head. I was like, you right, but Brandy Lynn make a beautiful 3-bean salad. It's really good, says Mort. I know you've had it, Russell. And Russell's like, well, it's good. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm just saying that she wants to try to make it. My wife, Glenda Donna, want to try to make it. Well, I didn't know what to do, y'all guys. I mean, Russell's right. There ain't no rule that other folks can't make a 3-bean salad. I guess it just took us off guard. Brandy Lynn Childers make a beautiful 3-bean salad. Brandy Lynn Childers win awards for that 3-bean salad. Brandy Lynn Childers got a corner on the 3-bean market salad market, you know, in our neck of the woods. That don't mean nothing, right? She can do, Russell's wife can still do that. There's other things about Brandy Lynn Childers she ain't got a market on. Like she drive a Ford Windstar. There's faster bands in the area. She got a hole in this floorboard today, Suzuki Sidekick, that Brody's patched up multiple times. They lost baby shoes out of that thing. There's better floorboards in the county. They got a little boy BW wears cleats everywhere he goes, because they last longer. Well, he also eats it on them Euloleum floors, like in the supermarket or other places in public, because he like to run places, and you know, there's better shoes for a child to wear. But when it comes to beautiful three-bean salads, you can't mess with Brandy Lynn Childress. And not that Donna Glinda's messing with her, but why are you trying that recipe when there's probably 30 or 40 other things in the world you could make? Maybe more. I ain't done the math on it, y'all guys. I didn't go to school for mathology or three-bean salads, but I don't have to go for that to know what's good. And Brandy Lynn Childress' three-bean salad is beautiful. Things were quiet for a bit because we was just figuring out what in the world Russell was talking about. Then it got back to normal, talking about the rest of our work day and the game against Bickham's all-you-can-eat catfish buffet that we was going to have. Mort said he was thinking about getting a milkshake. Me and Russell asked him to think about that a little bit longer. I mean, you just got that walking boot off, Mort. Don't do something else that's going to cause some damage. Mort's got that thing, you know, where he can't have no dairy, that maltose apology. You get a hold of dairy, tear your guts up. Just be careful, Mort. I mean, it really throws his whole household into disarrays. Taking paint off the walls. He has these pills he can take, so if he cheats and has some dairy, milkshake, ice cream, glass of milk, you name it, it helps fight that battle for him or something in his guts. But one thing I learned from Mort is that milk toast rosary don't play nice. You step into the arena, buddy, you better be ready to play hardball or tender guts, whatever you want to call it. I call it milk trait bihagony. That's what Mort's got. I had to get back to work, so I don't know if Mort got the shake or not, but I'd find out if he was all tore up at the softball game. I had to get, reason how come, y'all guys, is because Imogene Watkins had a bag of peaches I was supposed to pick up for my meemaw. If them peaches are anything like the nanner she tried to pass off on me before, I ain't so sure about taking a bag home to my meemaw. She wouldn't even want them, truth be told. So I go by there, and sure enough, she's got something in a plastic bag, and I walk onto her porch to take it. I was hoping they'd just be out, but she was there. And if you see Imogene, you trading whatever she's giving you for some conversation. You know about that? So it wasn't like, okay, there it is, there's the bag, nobody else is here, I can take it and go. It's like, oh, there it is, there's the bag, there's Imogene Watkins, I'm going to have to stay and talk. That's how that go. So I peekaboo into that bag, peekaboo, the one she hands me, and most of the peaches look good. She had about 8 in there. One of them looked like it needed to get 8 in the next 11 minutes or else it's going to be past due, like in a bad way. But other than that, I mean, we got some good looking peaches that may last a week. Imogene tells me Raymond went to the Walmarts to get some model airplane paint. I didn't know Raymond did model airplanes, but I wasn't going to ask because then I'm there longer and it's getting to be late afternoon and I still got a game to get to. Now, I know he do them remote control planes. That ain't what I'm talking about, y'all guys. I'm talking about them model planes. You know, them planes, they don't even really fly. You just look at them like that's what a model is. You just kind of look at it and say, oh, that's like a prototype of something, or, well, it's a model of something. It ain't a regular airplane. It's a lot smaller, but you can paint them and you get real intricate. You get real detailed on that paint if you want to. And I don't know exactly what Raymond's into, but that's what I'm saying, is that it's a model plane is what he goes. Well, anyhow, I think I'm a Jane, and I tell her I need to get these peaches back to Chancellor Park, and she proceeded to tell me they'd be good in a cobbler. She also said they'd be good sliced with some sugar on them. Then she said peach jelly ain't a bad idea. I began to realize Imogene was trying to rattle off all the possible peach recipes that exist in the world while I'm standing there on her porch with a bag of peaches she's giving to my meemaw that I need to take back to Chancellor Park before I can get my baseball, softball gear on and get over to the fields for a game against Bickham's all-you-can-eat catfish buffet. I did not have the time for this. I did not. So I went to my 93 Ford Ranger, decided to eat a peach on the way back to the trailer park. I went for the tenderest one in the batch. You know, it needed to be 8. It's juicy, good flavor, ran down my arm, had to eat it fast. From there, it was all about getting home, dropping off peaches at Meemaw's trailer, and then getting ready for that softball game. And that's exactly what I did, y'all guys. I'm usually excited to get to the fields, and tonight wasn't no different. But there's something about a loss that makes me want to get back on the field quick. Because we lost last week, guys. And last week, y'all, We ain't lost before that. We was 4-0s, and now we 4-1s, and we steady living on a losing streak. And let's get back to the fields and show folks how it's done. And, that's what I'm thinking in my head. And, I ain't saying it out loud. I'm just thinking in my head, and I'm telling y'all guys what I was thinking in my head. So I guess, truthfully, I am saying it out loud now. I rode my bike this week to the fields because the weather was nice. It's maybe a 4-minute bike ride to the field, so I had time. I leaned my bike behind the chain link on the dugout and head over to the concession stand just to see what's going on. Folks are starting to arrive. All the fellas are pulling into the parking lot, walking to the dugout, heading over to the concession stand where I'm heading myself. I'm heading over there. Mary Beth Tucker asked me if I can check on Mort. Now, Mary Beth is dating Myron Curtis. And before she's asked me to check on Myron, but when she said Mort, I'm thinking Mort. I seen him, today at the burger shed. What's going on? Did he break his other foot? Because he just got out of that walking boot. But she says, can you check on Mort? And I said, why would I check on Mort? And she said, he didn't look good. He headed right for that bathroom, Tabin. So if there was any place to get sick in the world, a park bathroom's probably the worst. Then I start putting 3 and milk together, and I figure Mort went for that milkshake earlier in the day, and it showed up to collect its due. Remember how he said he's going to get one, but I didn't know if he got one, and I was hoping he didn't, and me and Russell were thinking, boy, he can't have that, and that's part of the thing he getting it tearing up. Well, I said, I'll go check Mary Beth, and I told her as I headed that way, I'll get over there and look in that bathroom. Myron Curtis, he's had multiple episodes in that park bathroom, but I think this is a first for Mort, if my memory serves me. And now this ain't easy for me to say, y'all guys, but while I'm on the way to the park bathroom, I feel like my stomach made a little fist. Like it just kind of, oh boy, just tightened it, balled up on me, my guts. And I ain't sure how else to say this, y'all guys, like a cramp. And buddy, I doubled over, and then I tried to stand back up and make it to the bathroom to check on Mort. But I'm hurting. I get in there, and I hear Mort. He's in there. I hear him groan. I said, Mort, you okay? And he says, Tabin, is that you? About that time, my stomach turned on me again. It's at this point, I think that ripe peach is steady fist fighting my insides. I had that peach from Imogene Watkins, and you may say, a peach wouldn't do it that fast, Tabin. Well, I don't know what else to tell y'all guys, but I didn't feel that way before the peach, and I felt this way after the peach. So you can do the fruit math if you want to. I'm just telling you how I was feeling. And I just say, oh, yeah, it's me, Mort. You almost done in there? It is bad already, y'all guys. Mort had done a number in there, but there's only one stall. I think I am. You okay, Mort asked. I don't think so, Mort. If you're done, I'll need to get in there. So I hear Mort rustling around in there, and then he says, there ain't no toilet paper, but there's half a paper towel and 3 empty snack-size hot Cheeto bags. Oh, buddy. Well, I'm going to have to do what I got to do. I got a powerful peach from Imogene Watkins steady tearing me up. Mort shuffles out, I shuffle in, and I'll spare y'all the details, but if that bathroom had feet, it would have left town. Me and Mort Waddell was having a hard time. Now, we got out to the field. Mort's wife showed up, Glenda Donna, with that gut medicine he takes. She was hoping I'd do the trick for him. I just had to tough it out. Game starts. I bat leadoff. I scorch one to third base. I start running and realize that the old peach ain't done with me yet. I know if I make it to first base, I'm going to spend all inning on the base pass. So I ran, but I got thrown out, and I kept running back to that park bathroom. Boy, I was feeling like Myron Curtis, truth be told. Mort explained to the fellas what was going on. He's a little off too, but Mort knows how to play through that milk crate refugee. That being said, he played better in a walking boot the past 2 weeks than he did tonight. Don't get me wrong, he can still rake, but he had a couple errors at first base over there. By the third inning, I was mostly functional. It was 6-1. Bickham's was doing what they do, and Rusty Tidwell was mad. You know he hates to lose. Top of the fourth in the dugout, J.T. Whitlow said, "How we doing, fellas?" I wipe my head, boy. I'm like sweating. I say, "I don't want to lose." And Rusty taps me on the shoulder. And he said, "Just drop the ball over first base." He's telling me to just drop it over first base. And I look, and he's pointing today, new first baseman. And he's a small fella, a little feeble, like maybe he needs stronger bones. I don't know. Maybe more milk for him, less for Mort. Anyhow, Rusty said, "You drop one past first, and I'll get you home." That's what Rusty says to me. So what did I do? Well, first I missed. I just got too excited. I tried to do too much, swung through that thing. Next pitch, though, I relaxed. I dropped that ball right over first base. Bingo, I'm on first. Rusty's up. I want to steal so bad, but I don't want to steal, if you know what I mean. I just don't want to overdo it. I'm still on peach recovery mode. Turns out I didn't need to steal because Rusty Tidwell kept his word. He lined a double down the line, and I zoomed home. Turns out I needed one more trip to the park bathroom, but while I head over there, Rance Farnhart's hitting a 2-run dinger, and Russell Tucker followed with a solo shot. So what was 6-1 is now me, Rusty, Rance, and Russell scoring. Quick math will tell you that's 4 runs, and that makes it 6-5, so it's a little bit closer. I make it back, and we are still batting. I heard the cheering, but didn't know the whole deal, and it wasn't over yet. Myron Curtis hits it right back to the pitcher. He gets thrown out. Well, Cody Mantell's up, and he lines a single. You know he's married to Lindy Ray. She worked the phones down at Early Bird Gets the Perm. She do hair now, too. She don't just do the phones, and they got 2 little kids. Oh, Trigger, he's the baby, and then Daft Lane. Don't matter no how. Then Brody Childress lines a single. Cody challenges the right fielder's arm and makes it to third. 1 out, runners on first and third. Now JT Whitlow is up, and you know he was the one asking how we was doing at the start of this inning. How we doing, fellas? Remember that? And right now, we doing all right. Bickham pitches it to JT, and he grounds it to the shortstop. They try to turn 2, but the second baseman bobbles it. JT motors as fast as he can. JT ain't fast, but it was something, and he beat it out. Cody scored. It's 6-6, 2 outs. I try to drop it back over to first baseman in my nested bat, but I get under it. I pop it, up. It's a fly out to shallow right field. Bickham did not score in the bottom of the inning. Mort Dwydell was the only guy who didn't bat in the 4th inning, but he made it up for in the next inning. He got to the plate at the top of the 5th. Mort and his dairy-free guts launched the ball over the center field wall. Well, his guts should be dairy-free, but you know as well as I do that he's powered by Burger Shed milkshake today, so they wasn't really dairy-free, for better or worse. And this time was for the better. Team Burger Shed 7, Bickham's all-you-can-eat catfish buffet 6, and we held them the rest of the way, y'all guys, and they held us too. So that ended up being the final score. 7-6, Team Burger Shed wins. We are now 5 wins to 1 loss on the season. We got free snow cones, and it was a hard pass for me this week. I just needed to get me and my bike back to the trailer. When your stomach's getting suplexed by a peach, you just want to be home. I almost wanted to warn Mimo, but I figured I'm the only one that got that overripe one. I ate the one that I felt like needed to be eaten today. The other one seemed fine. Them others, they's good to go. So I took one for the team, as they say. Speaking of team, we managed to win, even with my peach pummeling and Mort's milk trait behagony. That's got to say something for our team right there, y'all guys. And you know Bickham's ain't no easy win. Turned out to be a good win. Can't say it was a great night at the fields because I saw the inside of the park bathroom way more than I need to in one season, much less one game. I don't know how Russell's wife's 3-bean salad is going to turn out. I don't, you don't, we don't know. Or Glenda Donna's cobbler. Is Meemaw going to try her hand at some peach cobbler? Time will tell. Alls I know for sure is I'm taking a break from peaches this week, and that's hard to say. I like them. I don't want to get set back, though, during cannonball season. So anyway, I sure appreciate y'all joining me on the Tavin Dillard podcast today. Check them show notes for all that's going on. Remember all that's going on? Got a donut deal for you. Got Tavin's bacon bags. Got personal video greetings. If Possum Keith's ready, he'll be up there too. You can always text me 501-322-6249. Holler at me, tavindillard@gmail.com. I'm doing commercials for businesses, and I can try to help you out too. And hey, if you didn't get a hold of overripe, super juicy, powerfully potent peach this week from Imogene Watkins, you having a pretty good week. Me? I'm Tavin Dillard. This is the Tavin Dillard podcast. Till next time, y'all guys. We'll see you later.